scores of retired police officers and men have been occupying the entrance of the National Assembly for nearly 2 months, sleeping in the open and pleading for attention, yet remain unattended to, a situation that brings embarrassment to the nation and call for urgent parliamentary intervention.
As it were now, a police officer who resigns after 35 years in service may as well be earning as low as 40,000 naira every month. Mr. Speaker, you will agree with me that this just cannot sustain anyone. Talk less of a person who has laid down his life, his comfort, and everything in the service of the nation.
See many into destitute after 35 years of meritorious service to Nigeria. The House is concerned that at this moment, scores of retired police officers and men have been occupying the entrance of the National Assembly for nearly 2 months, sleeping in the open and pleading for attention, yet remain unattended to, a situation that brings embarrassment to the nation and call for urgent parliamentary intervention. The House is concerned that the morale of serving police personnel have been adversely affected by the plight of retired colleagues that is posing a serious threat to the effective policing and internal security delivery of Nigeria. The House recognizes that similar reforms have been successfully implemented for the armed forces, customs services, and intelligence agencies, making their case different from the Nigerian police, who are our internal security officers. Further recognize that the establishment of the Nigerian Police Pension Board through a distinct special pension scheme will guarantee prompt payment of benefit and restore dignity, morale, and motivation to Nigerian policemen. The House therefore resolved to urge the Speaker and the leadership of the House to visit the protecting and camping police officers currently camping at the National Assembly gate to hear their grievances and assure them that the House is in solidarity with them. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I hereby move. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable David Idris Zakaria. I represent Ada Federal Constituency, the center of Igala Kingdom. Mr. Speaker, I am from Kogi State. I rise this morning to second the motion moved by my colleagues. I so second. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Before indicated interest to say something on the pension, let me hear from you, Honorable Bamidele Salam.
Very much, respected Speaker.
I think your children are also watching you speak.
Thank you, sir. My name is Bamidele Salam. I represent Ede North, Ede South, Egbedore, and Ejigbo Federal Constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this very important motion moved by my respected colleague from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, I'm a son of a police officer. My father served in the police force for 30 years before he retired. So I grew up in the barracks, and I grew up knowing the very huge sacrifice that this very important arm of the security forces make to make us safe in our various communities. Mr. Speaker, I was the deputy chairman of the House Committee on Pension in the 9th Assembly, serving under my respected brother, the Turakin Rano, who was the chairman of that same committee then. And I recall that the agitation to remove the Nigerian police force from the contributory pension scheme and make them enjoy equal treatment like their other colleagues in the security services who had been earlier exempted was very, very loud also in the 9th Assembly. And as a committee, there was a bill that was to amend the Pension Reform Act, which was brought and considered a very, very, very important bill. But quite unfortunately, there is a very huge resistance also from the establishment. And I'm talking about the Pension Commission and some other vested interests. And I continue to ask if there's anything that the Pension Commission and the established interest will seek to lose if members of the Nigerian police force are allowed to have a pension scheme that does not tie them exclusively to contribution. Because as it were now, A police officer who resigns after 30, 35 years in service may as well be earning as low as 30, 40,000 naira every month. Mr. Speaker, you will agree with me that this just cannot sustain anyone. Talk less of a person who has laid down his life, his comfort, and everything in the service of the nation. So I want to support wholeheartedly, Mr. Speaker, that we please urge that this proposal, I'm aware that there was a bill, amendment of the bill that was passed by the House very recently, but there ought to be more engagement with the Senate for concurrence and with the affected officers to restore back their confidence in the system, and that justice will eventually be done.
Thank you.
To get them what they ask for. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
For your contribution, Honorable Salam. All right. Since it borders on police, I will hear from police. I will also hear from Air Force because it has to do with services, Navy. Then I hear from pension, the chairman pension. Let's hear from you, police.
My honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamudur Kaugama Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, this issue of pension has been lingering, as my honorable colleague said, right from 9th Assembly. But thank God in this 10th Assembly, with the effort and the contribution of the leadership of this Harrow Chamber, we have done all the needful on that bill. We have amended it. We schedule it on 28th of October 2025. We remit to Senate. It's up to Senate now to concur what we submitted to them and take it for assenting to the presidency. So, Mr. Speaker, I think the mover of this motion, had it been, he engaged those people in the gate. He talked to them. Myself and my colleague, the chairman pension, we normally engage them, discuss with them. You can ask the chairman rules and business. They have remitted the same document. We have done all what we were supposed to do. And in a positive way, though how those people are stating, we support them. We agree with their plea. We amend the bill. We send it to Senate on 28th of October 2025. I don't think there is need for us even to continue debating on something that already we have passed it. Thank you, my honorable colleagues.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Confirmation of what you just said now by the chairman pension. Chairman pension, can you confirm what your colleague in the police just said?
Yes, Mr. There's no point. They are not there because of the House of Representatives. They are there because of the Senate, because the House of Reps has done the needful by passing this bill. And inshallah, it will be history very soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the clarification is there. They are not there because of House of Rep, because House of Rep has done, and they are there because of Senate. I remember that bill, HB 979. I think that was the bill. And I remember on the transmission list, on the 28th of October, it was this number 2 on that transmission list, HB 979, which means that we have finished everything about it, third reading, and now transmitted it to the Senate to handle. So all the debate we needed to do on it, we have done and we agreed. It has gone to public hearing, has gone to committee of the whole and all that. But I think before we ask for the amendment of the prayers then, because the prayer of this motion need to change or we'll step it down because the matter is already dealt with in this place. Let me hear from Air Force. Air Force?
Speaker, my respected colleagues, I remain Right Honorable Kabir Al-Assarurum. First and foremost, I have to appreciate the mover of this motion, even though it has been taken by a bench, but due to the anxiety and the problem faced by the Nigerian police, most especially those who retired, as the chairman of this very important committee in the National Assembly, I know the effort we put, and luckily enough, in the 10th Assembly, we all agree and pass it. So I think what I'm urging the leadership to do is liaise with the Senate so that they can expedite action on it, to concur it so that it can be sent to the President for assent. Because Nigerian police are doing their best and we need to appreciate them and support them. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good contribution.
Thank you very much. I'm Yusuf Adam Gagdi. I represent Panshinkanke Kanam Federal Constituency. I'm from Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, we need to listen. I concur with all the previous speakers. But if you check the prayers of the motion, you cannot throw the baby and the bathwater. The motion is not saying that there should be a legislative action or not legislative action. We should listen very well. The prayer says, number 2, urge the federal government, as an interim measure, provide immediate humanitarian and welfare assistance to the affected retirees pending the conclusion of legislative and executive action on the pension reform.
Which prayer are you reading? This
Prayer
motion?
number 2, Mr. Speaker.
I have only one prayer here.
Okay.
The one I have is one prayer. I don't know where you're reading from.
Okay. It's urgent matter. It's the one on police reform, Mr. Police pension reform.
I only have one prayer.
So, Mr. Speaker, it means we are misled. I am coming, Mr. Speaker. Let me be heard. Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, if the prayer does not have to do with strangulating the existing bill that is before the Senate, let us look at the prayer and amend it like you say, instead of stepping down the entire motion. Give the mover of the motion the benefit of the doubt. Should there be an amendment in the prayer that will suit, that will not tamper with our own legislative process, instead of stepping the motion, let that be done, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Yeah, to amend the prayers, it is the right of the House and the members to amend the prayers. But the prayer before me here is to urge the House leadership. Please listen to the prayers, Honorable Gadi. To urge the House leadership to immediately suspend the House rules and lead a parliamentary delegation to visit the protesting retired police officers currently camped at the entrance of the National Assembly, with the mandate to hear their grievances firsthand, assure them of solidarity of the House, initiate steps to facilitate their evacuation, and demonstrate the legislature's commitment to urgently address the failures of the contributory pension scheme and establishing a distinct special police pension scheme. This is the prayer before us. Okay? And the question is,
Mr.
since
Speaker,
we have treated the issue here comprehensively, and it has been transmitted to the Senate, on the issue we are done with it, but we can amend the prayer to ask that the Committee on Rules and Business liaise with their colleagues in the Senate to make sure they fast-track the transmissions we have sent to them. That kind of amendment will be actually accepted. Chinedu Oga, move for that amendment. And that's the last I will take on this.